Gardens were home to Native Americans for thousands of years. By 1825, the site had become part of the land grant to the Marquis de Lafayette.
I'm earning a reputation. My conscience, mistrust, and regret. Courageous, just like the captain.
This 1,184-acre state park showcases one man's passion for beauty, the spectacular gardens which are the centerpiece of the park.
What's your name?
My name is John Melt. I'm the landscape development specialist here in the Play Garden. I am charged with the care of the 28-acre ornamental garden here and all of the trees on the property.
That's cool. What is the history behind all this?
The history behind the gardens, are you ready? It might take a while.
Yes.
Well, the McClays bought this property in 1923 from the Law family. It was a hunting plantation at that point. This house up here, the McClay house, was Mr. Law's hunting cabin. When the McClays bought the property, they refurbished that, and it became what they called their winter cottage, because they were down here 3 months out of the year. And they were here in January, well, 4 months, January, February, March, and April, winter months. Thus, that's why we have so many winter flowering plants in the garden, such as camellias and azaleas, such as that.
Okay, and so did he plant all these stuff by himself, or did he just have a lot of work?
Oh, he had a lot of help. Fred Farrell was a fellow from Sopchoppy, Florida, which was Mr. McClay's head gardener. And Fred and his wife, who was a school teacher, lived here on the property 24/7, year long. So Mr. McClay, when he was here, he would actually go out with a hammer and a stake and drive a stake in the ground where he would want a camellia. And he would write on it what it was supposed to be. And Fred would come along during the following year after the McClays were gone and plant the tree there for Mr. McClay.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Well, Mr. McClay was a novice gardener at the time, which was actually a hobby of many rich northern industrialists. They got into European-style gardening in the 20s, and that's what he was carrying on here, was that style. If you go down to the walled garden and the vista, you'll see that European style.
That's cool. And so, our project's about like the environmental part of it, so do you have like precautions and everything that...
Oh, absolutely. The Florida Park Service, we are the Department of Environmental Protection. That's our mother organization in the Florida state government chain. We are very careful about what we do in the gardens. I have an LLO, which is Limited Lawn and Ornamental Pesticide License, but in the gardens I use what is known as what's the word for it? Integrated pest management, which means we don't try to control any pest. We manage them and deal with them the best way we can, using the safest products. We don't use any kind of dangerous chemicals. I don't have any skull and crossbones type of stuff in my chemical products. But I do use a lot of horticultural oils for T-scale and such as that. As per anything dangerous for the environment, we're very careful to avoid things.
Thank you.
Certainly. Glad I could help.
I had a dream that I could fly from the highest tree. I
Now this boat that we're on today is an electric boat, and it is solar powered. And we're eventually going to have all of our boats have this option. Most of them do at this point.
What's left to say about this life I'm willing to leave? I lived it full and I lived it well. As many tales I lived to tell. I'm ready now. I'm ready now. I'm ready now to fly from the highest wing. I had a dream.
On the right-hand side, you'll see a bald cypress tree. It's at least 500 years old.
Way up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me.